And of course, today we're gonna write in standard form. Remember, standard form is the one where you have the x's and the y's on the same side of the equal sign. So it's the old x by the c. So x and y, both on the same side. You cannot have fractions or decimals though. Luckily, we've been practicing clearing those out for a while. You can multiply out fractions by using a common denominator, ideally the least common denominator. If it's a decimal and you need to clear one spot, remember you call first decimal spot tenths, so you can multiply by 10. 2 spots, 100. 3 spots, 1,000. It's whatever you call that column of decimals, that's what you would multiply by. So if you're in the 10,000th place, you multiply by 10,000. Done. Alright. And A should be positive. I don't know that I necessarily agree with that part, but that's okay. X minus 3y minus 4 equals 0. There are no fractions, no decimals, so we're good. Now we just need to get it to where just x and just y are on the left side. So I gotta get rid of minus 4. Simple. Add 4. X plus 3y equals 4. Done. This one. This does have a fraction. So you can move the x now. I think it's easier to move it later. Multiply by a common denominator. The only denominator is 2. So we can multiply everything by 2. 2 times y is 2y. 2 times 1/2. Half of 2 is 1. So you could say 1x or just x. And then 2 times 8 is 16. Now we need to get, so the fractions are gone, we just need to get the x on the same side as the y. You're either adding or subtracting. If it's positive, like this one, you would just subtract it to move it to the other side. So we'll have negative x plus 2y equals 16. Now, I think that answer is delightful. The notes on the previous slide said make sure A, the first term, is positive. This is negative, so you could multiply everything by negative 1, just make everything the opposite. So it'd be positive x, negative 2y equals negative 16. These are the same equation technically. I don't mind if you leave a negative. So go ahead and try this out. Are there any fractions to clear? No. So we just gotta get the 2x on the other side. Would you add it or subtract it over there? You would subtract it to move it over there. So we'd have negative 2x plus y equals negative 9. Again, I'm totally fine with that, but if we're following the rules on the last slide and a has to be positive, you can make that positive 2x, negative y, and then positive 9. These are the same equation. They're equivalent equations. They're equal to each other. What else we got? Ooh! Given a point and slope, write in standard form. When they give us a point and slope, why not use point slope form, huh? Huh? So that'd be y minus our y coordinate, which is 3, equals our slope 2 times x minus negative 8. Minus negative 8 is really plus 8. So before we were given it in point slope form, we turned it into slope intercept form. That's kind of going to be our first step. So we'll distribute the 2. That'll give us 2x plus 16 over here, y minus 3. We could get rid of this minus 3 because there's a like term on the other side. Y equals 2x plus 19. So we started in point slope. Now we have it in slope intercept form. That's kind of cool. And then we need to get it in standard form. No fractions. Great, done. Also, we got to get the x on the same side as the y. So in this case, you would subtract it over to the other side. Negative 2x plus y equals 19. Or if you can't have that negative a, just make everything the opposite. 2x minus y, that's not a y. 2x minus y equals negative 19. Cool, both of those are fine. All right, now this one's says try. I see there's a fraction in it, so there's going to be a step that we didn't do explicitly on this one, but we did it on an earlier one. So if we're writing it in point slope form, y minus our y coordinate, 4, our slope, 3/4, then x minus our x coordinate, which is 1. We can distribute that slope. Y minus 4 equals 3/4 x minus 3/4 times 1 is 3/4. Let's clear the fraction now. We have a common denominator of 4. So multiply everything by 4. 4 times y is 4y. Minus 4 times 4 is 16. Again, if you are multiplying by the number that shows up as the denominator, they just cancel out. So here we'll have 3x minus 3. Done. I'm going to send the negative 16 to the other side. Add 16. 4y equals 3x. Negative 3 plus 16 is 13. Now we just need to get 3x to the other side. It's positive, so we'll subtract it over there. Negative 3x plus 4y equals 13 is a perfect equation. If we want to force that a to be positive, that would make it positive 3x. Negative 4y equals negative 13. You just multiply everything by negative 1, you make everything the opposite. Cool. Alright, now if they just give us 2 points, what's the missing piece that we need in 2 of our 3 equations have it in the name? We need the slope. So we're going to have to do the slope formula where we subtract the y's in the numerator, the x's in the denominator. Let's see how we do. Alright. Our y's go up top. Our y's are negative 4 and 2. In that same order, our x's would be 8 and 6. Negative 4 minus 2 is negative 6. 8 minus 6 is 2. That simplifies to negative 3. So here's our slope. We can use any point. Now, I would say we could do both. They're both going to work out the same thing. We saw that in our point slope video. So we're just going to do one to save some time. But it should work out both ways. Let's say I use this first coordinate. Y minus our y coordinate, 2, equals our slope, negative 3, times x minus our x coordinate, 6. Here it is in point slope form. We can transform it into slope-intercept form by distributing that slope. Y minus 2 equals negative 3x, and then negative 3 times negative 6 would be positive 18. We can get y by itself by adding 2 to the other side. Y equals negative 3x plus 20. There it is in slope-intercept form. And then standard form, no fractions, done. We gotta get the x on the same side with the y. It's negative 3x, so it'd be positive 3x if we added it to the other side. There we go, we got that positive a. Unbelievable, we didn't even have to change it. This one says try, we'll just go ahead and start on this one together. Our y's, we could say 5 minus 4. The x is negative 2 minus 2. Simplify that. 5 minus 4 is 1. Negative 2 minus 2 is negative 4. 1 over negative 4 is just negative 1/4. So there's our slope. We can use either coordinate. I'm going to use the 2/4. So y minus our y coordinate, 4, equals our slope, negative 1/4, and then x minus our x coordinate, 2. We can distribute that. 1 minus 4 equals negative 1/4 x, and then negative times negative here. 2 times 1 is 2, so we'll have 2/4. Now, you can simplify that to 1/2. That's a great idea. However, we're about to clear these fractions anyway, and we're about to multiply by 4, which will clear that out anyway. So I would say that's an unnecessary step. If we hit this with 4, that would be 4y minus 16. Because look, we're multiplying by 4, both the denominators are 4, they're both going to cancel out. So we'll have negative 1x, or just negative x, and then plus 2. extra step of simplifying it if we're just gonna cancel it out anyway. Alright, we can add the 16. 4y equals negative x plus 18. No more fractions, now we just need the x on the same side as the y. It's negative, to get it to the other side you would add it. So positive x plus 4y equals 18. Yes! Yes! Alright, cool. What else do we have? What else do we got, Mr. Plant? Ooh, write an equation for both lines. Okay. Remember, if it's a flat line, like this, it's just gonna be y equals that number. Y equals negative 3. Okay? And if it's a vertical line, like this one, that's just x equals that number. Is that all I want? Okay. Write an equation horizontal and vertical to this. Look at that point. Negative 1, 4 would be here. Negative 1, 4 is here. If we drew a horizontal line through it, that would look like this. Right? It's just going to be y equals 4, which is the y coordinate. So if we were to draw a vertical line, it's just going to be x equals negative 1. Okay, alright. So here, write an equation horizontal and vertical. Alright, look, the x coordinate is 5. So a vertical line passing through that point would be x equals 5. The y coordinate is 8.